Guys, good morning. Now today's time is 6 o'clock in the morning and I am shooting this video, creating this video to give you knowledge about the Customs Act 1962. The Customs Act 1962 is very important to the customs brokers, importers, exporters. Without the same, the customs clearance is not possible. So you must have the knowledge of the Customs Act 1960. So I am giving you that knowledge. As a working professional, you don't have that much time to read these books. So I decided why I can't create videos and publish it in YouTube. So I am the first person in India who is giving a lot of knowledge about the Customs Act 1962 on my YouTube channel, and I am giving you in detail all the knowledge of the Customs Act 1962. So if you are a working professional, you can listen my videos while traveling, while doing any work. So this YouTube channel is very important to you. So request you all to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So guys, in the previous videos, we have already seen some sections from the chapter number 16, offences and prosecution. So offences and prosecution is very important chapter in the Customs Act 1962. The Customs Act 1962 is implemented from 1st February 1963. So, in the same, we have seen sections from 132 to section 138B. So, in this video, we are going to see from section 138C. What is 138C section? So, this is admissibility of microfilms, facsimile copies of documents, and computer printouts as documents and as evidence. So, in the same subsection 1, notwithstanding anything contained in any other law for the time being in force, clause a microfilm of a document or the reproduction of the image or images embodied in such microfilm, whether enlarged or not. Or clause B, a facsimile copy of a document. Or clause C, a statement contained in a document and included in a printed material produced by a computer, hereinafter referred to as the computer printout. If the conditions mentioned in subsection 2 and other provisions contained in this section are satisfied in relation to the statement and the computer in question, shall be deemed to be also a document for the purposes of this act, and the rules made thereunder and shall be admissible in any proceedings thereunder without further proof or production of the original as evidence of any contents of the original or of any fact stated therein of which direct evidence will be admissible. So, subsection 2. In the same, the conditions referred to in subsection 1 in respect of a computer printout shall be the following, namely, clause A, the computer printout containing the statement was produced by the computer during the period over which the computer was used regularly to store or process information for the purposes of any activities regularly carried on over that period by the person having lawful control over the use of the computer. Clause B, during the said period, there was regularly supplied to the computer in the ordinary course of the said activities information of the kind contained in the statement or of the kind from which the information so contained is derived. Subsection sub Clause C. Throughout the material port of the said period, the computer was operating properly, or if not, then any respect in which it was not operating properly or was out of operation during that part of that period was not suggest to affect the production of the document or the accuracy of the contents. And clause D, the information contained in the statement reproduces or is derived from information supplied to the computer in the ordinary course of the said activities. Subsection 3. Where only period the function of the storing or processing information for the purposes of any activities regularly carried on over that period as mentioned in clause A of subsection 2 was regularly performed by computers, whether clause A by a combination of computers operating over that period, clause B by different computers operating in succession over that period, clause C by different combination of computers operating in succession over that period, or clause D in any other manner involving the successive operation over that period in whatever order of one or more computers and one or more combinations of computers. All the computers used for that purpose during that period shall be treated for the purposes of this section as constituting a single computer, and references in this section to a computer shall be construed accordingly. Subsection 4. In any proceedings under this Act and the rules made thereunder where it is derived to give a statement in evidence by virtue of this section, a certificate doing any of the following things, that is to say, clause A identifying the document containing the statement and describing the manner in which it was produced. Clause B giving such particulars of any device involved in the production of that document as may be appropriate for the purposes of showing that the document was produced by a computer. Clause C dealing with any of the matters to which the condition mentioned in subsection 2 relate. Any purporting to be signed by a person occupying a responsible official position in relation to the operation of that relevant device or the management of the relevant activities, whichever is appropriate, shall be evidence of any matter stated in the certificate, and for the purposes of this subsection, it shall be sufficient for a matter to be started to the best of knowledge and belief of the person stating it. Subsection 5. For the purposes of this section, clause A, information shall be taken to be supplied to computer if it is supplied there is any appropriate form, and whether it is so supplied directly or with or without human intervention by means of any appropriate equipment. Clause B, whether in the course of activities carried on by any official information is supplied with a view to its being stored or processed for the purposes of those activities by a computer operator otherwise than the course of those activities. That information, if duly supplied to that computer, shall be taken to be supplied to it in the course of those activities. Clause C, a document shall be taken to have been produced by a computer, whether it was produced by it directly or with or without human intervention by means of any appropriate equipment. Explanation for the purposes of this section. Because the computer means device that receives, stores, or processes data, applying stipulated processes to the information and supplying results of these processes. And clause B, any reference to information being derived from other information shall be a reference to its being derived therefrom by calculation, comparison, or any other process. So very important, section 138C in the Customs Act 1962 in the chapter 16 appeals and revision, offences and prosecution. So section 138C admissibility of microfilms, facsimile copies of computer printouts as documents and as evidence. So Going forward, section number 139, 139, presumption as to documents in certain cases. So in the same, where any document clause first is produced by any person or has been seized from the custody or control of any person in either case under this act or under any other law, or clause second has been received from any place outside India in the course of investigation of any offence alleged to have been committed by any person under this act, and such document is tendered by the prosecution in evidence against him or against him and any other person who is tried jointly with him. The court shall, clause A, presume unless the contrary is proved that the signature and every other part of such document which purports to be the handwriting of any particular person or which the court may reasonably assume to have been signed by or to be in the handwriting of any particular person is in that person's handwriting, and in the case of a document executed or attested that it was executed or attested by the person by whom it purports to have been so executed or attested. Clause B, admit the document in evidence notwithstanding that is not duly stamped if such document is otherwise admissible in evidence. Clause C, in a case falling under clause first, also presume unless the contrary is proved the truth of the contents of such document. Explanation for the purposes of this section documents includes inventories, photographs, and lists certified by a magistrate under subsection first C or commissioner appeals under subsection first D of section 110. So section 139, presumption as to documents in certain cases. Section 139, presumption as to documents in certain cases. Section 140, offences by companies. Subsection 1, if the person committing an offence under this chapter is a company, every person who at the time of an offence was committed or in charge of or responsible to the company for the conduct of business of the company, as well as the company shall be deemed to be the guilty of the offence and shall be liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly, provided that nothing contained in this subsection shall render any such person liable to such punishment provided in this chapter if he proves that the offence was committed without his knowledge or that he exercised all due diligence to prevent the commission of such offence. Subsection 2, notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, where an offence under this chapter has been committed by a company or it is proved that the offence has been committed with the consent or connivance of or is attributable to any negligence on the part of or any director, manager, secretary, or other officer of the company. Such director, manager, secretary, or other officer shall also be deemed to be guilty of that offence and shall be liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. Explanation for the purposes of this section. Clause A, company means a body corporate and includes a firm or other association of individuals. Clause B, director in relation to a firm means a partner in the firm. So section 140, offences by companies. Section 140, offences by companies. Section 140A, application of section 562 of the Criminal Procedure 1898 and of the Probation of Offenders Act 1958. Section 140A, application of section 562 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898 and of the Probation of Offenders Act 1958, subsection 1. Nothing contained in section 562 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898, 5 of 1898, or in the Probation of Offenders Act 1958, 20 of 1958 shall apply to a person convicted of an offence under this act unless that person is under 18 years of age. Subsection 2. The provisions of subsection 1 shall have effect notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 3 of section 135. So, section 140A is application of section 562 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898 and of the Probation of Offenders Act 1958. So, very important sections of the Chapter 16 Offences and Prosecutions. In the same, we have seen Section 132 False Declaration, False Documents, etc. Section 133 Obstructions to Officers of Customs. Section 134 Refusal to be X-rayed. Section 135 Evasion of Duty or Prohibitions. Section 135A Preparation. Section 135 AA Protection of Data. Section 135B Power of court to publish name, place of business, etc. of persons convicted under the Act. Section 136 Offences by officers of customs. Section 137 Cognizance of offences. Section 138 Offences to be tried summarily. Section 138A Presumption of culpable mental state. Section 138A Presumption of culpable mental state. Section 138B Relevancy of statements under certain circumstances. Section 138C Admissibility of microprints, facsimile copies of documents and computer printouts as documents and as evidence. Section 139 Presumption as to documents in certain cases. Section 140 Offences by companies. Section 140A Application of Section 562 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898 and of the Probation of Offenders Act 195B. So, very important sections in the Chapter 16 Offences and Prosecutions. So, guys, listen these videos again and again to improve your knowledge about the Customs Act 1962. You have to listen these videos again and again. Without the same, you are not able to understand the language of the Customs Act 1962. So you have to be familiar with the Customs Act 1962. Only after listening videos again and again, you able to achieve that milestone that you will be familiar with Customs Act 1962. So guys, thank you for watching these videos. If you want to gain improve knowledge about the Customs Act 1963, you can watch, listen my all the videos of the Customs Act 1962. You can play the playlist from my channel Customs Act 1962. In the same, we have uploaded so many videos on the Customs Act 1962, and I hope so. After listening these videos, you can improve your knowledge about the Customs Act 1962. So guys, thank you for watching. We'll meet you again in the next video with another chapter and another sections. Till then, bye bye and take care.